The second trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine gave us a peek at Wade Wilson entering the Marvel Universe through the TVA. This one dives deeper into his partnership with Wolverine. This trailer pitches the movie as a buddy comedy between the two superheroes, but it's light on plot details. It does confirm that the setting is the Void, the same place we saw in Loki Season 1. Beyond that, specifics about the plot are sparse. However, the trailer does introduce some of the villains we'll see in the film. We know for a fact that Magneto lackeys like Toad and Sabertooth are returning. Then there's Cassandra Nova as the big bad Mamudrai. We also got Nightcrawler's dad and a whole new MCU villain called Paradox. But of course, there are more villains set to appear in Deadpool and Wolverine. So let's explore all 9 of the confirmed villains, shall we? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Cassandra Nova. Now, this woman here is not just any woman. According to the Shi'ar people, she's a Mamudrai, also called anti-self. So, what exactly does this mean? Well, in simple terms, each individual must fight their anti-self, or a Mamudrai, before being born. And whose anti-self is Cassandra Nova? Well, only the most powerful mutant psychic ever, Professor Charles Xavier. Now, in this capacity, she's clever, sadistic, has a twisted and dark sense of humor. Of course, she's effing dangerous. She does not and would not hesitate to kill your favorite character or the MVP, and is a real, very real threat to the entire multiverse. As far as my understanding goes, she's bound to bring some amount of sorrow into the theaters with unexpected and shocking murders. But this is the multiverse. No one truly remains dead for long. In the trailer, she's been doing some really nasty things, like using Giant Man's entire corpse as her office building. She clearly has absolute control over Wolverine's body, and there was pretty much nothing that Wolvie Boy managed to do against her. His claws and barrels didn't mean crap to Ms. Nova. But what's most interesting to me is the wheelchair scene from the trailer. You see, she's pretty much able to stand upright and spread her evil aura around her. So why the wheelchair? Well, of course, she's been hunting down variants of Professor X from different universes. She shares this enmity with him because Professor X sensed how evil she was in his mother's womb itself, and tried to kill her in there using his nascent powers. However, she survived as a blob of cells in a sewer and eventually crafted herself a body. Since then, she's been after the mutants, especially her twin brother. In fact, she's much more powerful than Professor X, because she has all the powers that Professor X could have had. All the powers he might have received because of latent mutations and secondary mutations. Anyway, it's yet to be seen if Deadpool and Wolverine's version of Cassandra has the same backstory and origin as seen in the comics. But no matter what, she'll be someone that Marvel Jesus and the Clawed Legend have a hard time fighting. Elith, the Time Monster. Another fascinating villain we saw in the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer was Elith, the Time Monster from the Void, where all things are sent to prune. Elith first appeared in Marvel Comics in 1993 as a rival to Kang, ruling an ancient empire beyond time. However, when Elith showed up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it looked different. In the Loki series, Season 1, Episode 5, Loki finds himself in the Void at the end of time. This place is where the Time Variance Authority sends everything it removes. Elith is massive, floating in the sky, made of smoke and purple lightning. It has a face with teeth and can swallow things whole. In the Void, Elith is like a shark waiting to devour anyone who stays too long. After Loki and Sylvie use Sylvie's enchantment powers to subdue Elith, they discover it has another role beyond just devouring things in the Void. It guards the entrance to the home of He Who Remains. He Who Remains reveals that Elith was created from all the tears in reality and can consume time and space. He used Elith to stop a multiversal war started by his variants, turning Elith into a weapon. Before that, Elith was just a creature driven by hunger. Now Elith stays at the end of time, endlessly eating anyone or anything that lands there. The last glimpse we have of Elith in the Loki series is when it chases after the recently pruned Ravonna Renslayer. We don't really know what Elith's role will be in the movie, but it has appeared multiple times. In fact, it even appeared in the teaser. In the main trailer, it appeared in all its smoky elegance, where its grim face was also visible. In fact, if you will look at the portal scene carefully, you'll notice that Elith is pretty much there in the background, while Cassandra Nova looks on from behind in fear and shock. Could it be that the two titular heroes are escaping Elith while letting him take care of Cassandra Nova? I mean, she is in his territory. He's the shark of the shark tank that's the Void. Pyro. Great news for original X-Men fans. Aaron Stanford is back as Pyro in Deadpool 3, as seen in the Super Bowl's Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Who is Pyro? He's a mutant from the X-Men movies who can control but not create fire. He uses a lighter to start flames. He first appeared as a fiery student at Xavier's school, played by Alexander Burton. He clashed with Iceman, Bobby Drake, because they're elemental opposites. Aaron Stanford took over as Pyro in X2, X-Men United. In this movie, Pyro embraces his mutant identity and joins Magneto's Brotherhood. He returns as a villain in X-Men The Last Stand, but is defeated by Iceman. Who is Aaron Stanford? He started acting at 15 in the movie Tadpole with Sigourney Weaver. The X-Men films propelled his career. He's also known for roles in Nikita, 12 Monkeys, Westworld, Perry Mason, Fear the Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, and now Deadpool and Wolverine. How does Pyro return in Deadpool and Wolverine? It's speculative, but he might be in a wasteland with scavengers. Maybe it's an alternative universe like an Old Man Logan, or perhaps the Void from Loki, where time-pruned characters end up. With Deadpool exploring the multiverse, this Pyro might not be the only X-Men character to return. Jennifer Garner is also back as Elektra from the Fox movie universe. More surprises might be in store. Victor Creed, Sabertooth. X-Men Origins Wolverine might be considered the weakest of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine films, but it did deliver a pretty epic line. Liev Schreiber's Victor Creed asks Logan, "Tell me something, Jimmy. Do you even know how to kill me?" And Logan coldly replies, "I'm gonna cut your goddamn head off. See if that works." Fast forward to Deadpool 3, and it seems Wolverine is keeping that promise, as a new set of photos show Wolverine decapitating Sabertooth. However, the Sabertooth in these photos isn't played by Schreiber. The Mirror released the latest set of photos from Deadpool 3 on Sunday, December 3rd, 2023. They showed Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, both in full costume. In one photo, Hugh Jackman, wearing Wolverine's comic-accurate yellow and blue costume, is seen decapitating Sabertooth during an action sequence. Another photo captures Deadpool picking up what appears to be Sabertooth's decapitated head. I'm sold. Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike clashed with Wolverine in X2 X-Men United as one of William Stryker's Weapon X experiments. Just like Logan, she had similar healing powers and adamantium claws, different from her comic origins. Kelly Hu and Hugh Jackman had a showdown at the film's climax, and it seemed like Deathstrike was defeated, but now there's a hint she might still be around in the Void, setting up a possible rematch between her and Wolverine in the next movie. Fans are hoping Kelly Hu will return to play Deathstrike again for this battle. Azazil. Azazil, the red, demon-like mutant, debuted in X-Men First Class in 2011 as one of Sebastian Shaw's Hellfire Club minions. Though the movie implied his death post-First Class and before Days of Future Past, he's spotted at Cassandra Nova's Sinister HQ. This suggests he might not have died, but was possibly sent to the Void. In the comics, Azazil was once thought to be Nightcrawler's father, but a twist in X-Men Blue Origins one-shot revealed Mystique as Nightcrawler's father, having conceived him while transformed into Azazil. Jason Fleming played Azazil in First Class, and it's not yet confirmed if he will return for Deadpool and Wolverine. Toad. Ray Park's Toad first appeared in the original X-Men movie as Magneto's amphibious sidekick. He had a showdown with Jean Grey, and it seemed like Storm took him out with her lightning. Yet he's present in the group shot before the Giant Man Skull hideout, which only means that he might have ended up in the Void with other characters from the Fox X-Men universe. Mr. Paradox. The latest trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine introduces some fresh faces, including TVA agent Paradox, a new character making his MCU debut. The trailer shows Deadpool getting nabbed by the TVA and then fighting back. He even takes out several TVA hunters. Deadpool himself jokes about being Marvel Jesus in the teaser after Paradox recruits him to be a hero among heroes. Their friendly terms seem short-lived, as Deadpool is later seen battling TVA agents. Matthew McFadden plays Paradox, who serves as Deadpool's contact within the TVA, similar to Mobius' role with Loki, known for his BAFTA-winning role as Tom Wamsgans in HBO's Succession, and as Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. McFadden has this English gentleman demeanor for his role as Paradox. In Marvel Comics, Mr. Paradox is a TVA agent and appears briefly as the judge at She-Hulk's trial, where his decision almost erases Jennifer Walters from history. His powers are limited, yet also limitless like his TVA peers. He features alongside other TVA agents, Mr. Mobius and Mr. Ouroboros, but both he and Ouroboros meet their end in the comics at the hand of the villain Clockwise. Marvel seems to be giving Paradox a bigger role in the MCU, similar to its approach with Ouroboros. Both comic and film versions of Paradox are entangled with characters who break the fourth wall. TVA. Speculation. I know this might surprise a few people, or maybe not, but the TVA might play a larger role with a villainous hue. There's also a possibility that there are multiple TVAs. I'll leave it at that, but I'm leaving the floor open for a healthy debate. Do you think there are multiple time variance authorities, just like there are multiple universes? We could be talking about a multiverse, if such a thing is even possible. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone!